Hi, it's Steph, and it is a chilly spring morning, so I've bundled up because I'm headed to my first spring plant sale of 2022. Now, plant sales are usually done in the spring, and they are typically put on by gardeners, garden clubs, and what they do is they take divisions of plants from their gardens and then they hold this sale as a fundraiser. So typically you can find really nice plants for really inexpensive prices. So I'll take you along and let's see what we can find. So the plant sale was a little bit of a bust for me, and mostly because the plant sales that I typically am familiar with is divisions from people's gardens. They're sold really inexpensively, as divisions, and it's a fundraiser. Where this plant sale was a lot of local nurseries selling their stock or their inventory in a single place. So it was almost more like a plant or nursery kind of fair versus an affordable way to buy these great plants. So I didn't buy anything, but as I was driving there, I noticed there was a couple of roadside stands with people selling their divisions from their garden. There's one here, so I'm gonna stop and check out what they have. So this is a cute little plant stand just right at the end of someone's driveway, and let's go see what's available. So this is the kind of prices that I expect when I go to a plant sale. You know, between $4 to $10. You just have to be careful. You don't want to bring home anyone's weeds. Unfortunately, this one's not marked. Oh, here it is. Aster Tarticus Gindar. So in this situation, if I'm not familiar with the plants, I would just kind of, you know, refer to Google and see what things are. This is some Campanella. Some Euphorbia spurge in bloom. Really pretty. This one has like that blue-green foliage. That is an ornamental raspberry. So really pretty. Some chives. Creeping thyme. This is the prices that you normally see at plant sales. These are divisions from this gardener's yard and really affordable. Valerian. Some blue fescue, which easy to grow from seed. I grew a bunch. Some coreopsis. Evening primrose. Some yarrow. Petacites butterbur. I'm not familiar with that. I'm going to look some of these up in the car because it's really cold out here. What is this cool thing? Some Stokesia. I have some of this Stokes Aster. Really pretty. Queen of the Prairie. Campanella Glomera Superba. And what are these back here? Aster Alma. And this is cool. Geranium Cranesbill. So far I want a geranium cranesbill, and I'm going to look up some of the aster. But see, this is an amazing way to help out a home gardener and get some divisions for your yard. So no luck at the plant stand on the roadside. I only had a 20 on me, and the plant that I wanted was $4. There wasn't any change, so that didn't work out. But I am at this store that is local to New England, so if you're local, they're a great resource for outside pots. And I need a terracotta pot for one of my boxwood topiary, so I'm going to look around and see what they have, and then I have one more place that I want to stop at for plants. So I'm looking for a 10-inch terracotta pot, and while they have lots of pots, they don't have the simple, like, traditional one that I normally get. So maybe I'll just grab a plate. But you see the assorted planter feet and saucers, they're like between $1 and $5. See, they have some feet here. And looks like they had some blue glazed ones. They only have this style in stock, and I kind of want to stick to the regular ones that kind of look like that but taller. But even like this is a good size, probably like an 8-inch, and it is $7.50. So they're really priced well here. But this is their terracotta, and then they have a bunch of glazed pots also. So I'm going to look around a little bit more for terracotta. Maybe they have it somewhere else. And yeah, let's see. They have lots of plant supports too, for like peonies, or other kind of plants that flop, and the prices are really good. And these stakes too are pretty useful in the garden. I tend to use more bamboo sticks because they're actually cheaper, but these are pretty good. So these are $1.50 for this length, which maybe like 4 feet. So the 4-foot length is $1.50, and then the taller ones are $1.75, and then a little bit bigger is $2. These are good for dahlias. I call them dahlias. Some wooden stakes. How much are these? Doesn't say. But they have some plant stands. These hooks for your hanging baskets. I have some of these, like $4, and you attach them to a post so you can hang your hanging baskets on them, and it comes with the hardware. And every garden needs some flamingos, right? Shepherd's hooks. So this is a good spot for, garden related stuff in the spring. I have some fertilizers and potting mixes, and have some trellises. I actually could use a trellis because I just got a new climbing rose. So I'll check these out and see how much they are and how sturdy they feel and so forth. So they have some of these tall ones, but I'm not even sure like where I want to train the rose yet. It's a David Austin Bathsheba. I got it as a replacement for another rose. But see, this one here is $20. It's not bad, but I think over time the rose will need a little bit more support than this wrought iron can sort of provide. And if this starts rusting, it can just create a problem for me, I think, in the future. So I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit better. But if you have something like an annual that climbs, like a black-eyed Susan vine or something, maybe even some morning glories, I think that these would probably be suitable. Clematis even. But yeah. I've been looking for a new watering can, and this one looks like it's going to be good because I like the nozzle on it. The ones that I have too much pressure, and it's this cool vintage looking avocado green. So no terracotta pots, but we're going home with a watering can. They sell the Espoma tone fertilizers here too. They even have some of what my husband likes to call garden tchotchkes. Cool lighthouse. Oh, look, more flamingos. And this garden saint. Lots of lights, and even these thermometers that go outside. $9.99 for those. $12.99 for the one with the big numbers. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted by the flamingos. I was curious about the price of the lighthouse. I went and checked. $119.99, so $120 for that. I'm now visiting a farm that a friend told me about. Thank you, Antoinette, if you're watching. They are so reasonably priced for annuals. These are nursery grown. All of these colors of coleus, beautiful. $3.50 for a 4-inch pot. New Guinea Impatiens, also $3.50. So I'm going to kind of look around and I'll share what I find with you. Okay, so they have lots of tomatoes, and while I do like growing my own, I think the novelty has worn off after 9 years of gardening, and I think maybe I would just rather buy these for a couple of dollars a piece and help the farmers. So I think that next year I'm going that route. All of these tomatoes need homes. It's the next day and it's Mother's Day, and so I have these jars that I'm going to collect some tulips in to give to my mother-in-law and my mom. If you like to grow cut flowers in your garden and you don't want to get rid of your bud vases, a good idea is to just keep jars. This might have been from peppercini peppers, maybe some salsa, and I just keep them. I rinse them out and I keep them in a cardboard box in my basement so that when I'm going to give floral arrangement away, I don't have to worry about getting these back. But also yesterday when I was at the nursery, trying to get some plants, there were a lot of people there shopping for Mother's Day. So I always, try not to film when there's too many people around. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. So I didn't get footage of the things that I ended up buying, but as soon as I'm done collecting these tulips, I am going to give you a little haul of what I ended up picking up at the nursery. So here are the tulips that I put together for the moms, and they look really nice. The tulips I got at the tulip farm lasted about a week, so I'm guessing I picked these when they were pretty tight and closed still, just at the crack stage, most of them. This one's a little more open. So I'm guessing they'll get about a week of enjoyment out of these too. So now what did I get at the nursery yesterday? So here's what I got. First, the annuals. I got this lantana. It's called Heartland Sunrise, and it's a pretty shade of pink with some yellow, and I think it'll be really nice for a container. I don't buy a lot of annuals, so I just picked up a couple. This was $3.50. The prices at this nursery were crazy inexpensive, so it's a new spot for me and I'm planning to go back next year. So that was the lantana. I also have become a crazy bird lady and love my hummingbirds now. So I put the hummingbird feeder out, and so I brought this plant specifically for the hummingbirds because apparently they like things that are tube shaped so that they can stick their long beak in them. And this is called Cuphea, C-U-P-H-E-A, honeybells. And it's almost like a hot pink and yellow tubular flower. So I'm gonna put that in an annual planter for the hummingbirds. This was also $3.50. My rosemary never makes it through the winter, and I love rosemary. I like to cook chicken with it. It's great for marinating pork and chicken. And this one is called Spice Island. When I did a quick Google search, this one is supposed to be a really good variety for cooking with. I just love the smell of it. So I picked up this rosemary, and that was it for the annuals. Now, what did I get that was perennial? They had these heucheras with the annuals, which I was so pumped about. And they were also $3.50 for this little 6-inch pot. So I asked the girl, I said, are these in the right spot? Are they really $3.50? And she told me they were. So I grabbed 3 of these, and they are called the Carnival Peach Parfait. And it's this beautiful, like almost like a pink magenta kind of red. It doesn't have much of an orange hue, so I don't know where the peach comes from, but I thought it was really beautiful, and so I picked 3 of these up. I also picked up one of these poppies. I was hoping to get 3 of them, but they only had one that kind of looked in really good shape, so I picked up 1. And these are the Oriental poppies, so Papaver Oriental, and these are perennial poppies, so they come back year after year. These size containers were $6.95. That's crazy, right? I couldn't believe it. So this one, that's what it looks like. It's a frilly pink poppy, and it says it grows in full sun. It blooms late spring to midsummer, and it's 20 to 24 inch height. So I was really excited to get this one. And the last plant that I got was this fern. I've been looking for some shade plants for an area that we're working on, and so I had read about this Brilliance autumn fern, and they only had one because, again, I would have planned to get at least 3 of these because it was something that was on my wish list. These were a little bit more, but still super inexpensive at $12.95. So these, you know, family-run farms, they're amazing places because typically the prices are a lot more reasonable and you're helping out a family-run farm. So win-win on both accounts. So thank you so much for hanging out and, you know, going to the plant sale that ended up not being a great one for my first plant sale of the year. But there are a couple more coming up, so I plan on attending those and I'll take you along. And but I did end up, you know, having a pretty good day overall with finding these things at the farm. So windy. It's always windy in the spring where I am. In any case, thanks for coming along, and I'll catch you in the next one.